all right, here we go. So this is the developer's reply, essentially, right? Regarding the version 2.3 preview special broadcast. To our dear rovers, after the Wuthering Waves version 2.3 preview special broadcast, we received plenty of suggestions, thoughts, and criticism from you. We've been paying close attention to all feedback, and we'd like to take this opportunity to address your concerns and sincerely apologize for the disappointment. Our roadmap for the recent versions of Wuthering Waves allocated development resources to an anniversary experience in version 2.3 that is both relaxing and entertaining. However, this allocation did not meet our rovers' expectations for an anniversary celebration. At the same time, we fell short in how the broadcast was structured, scripted, and presented, leading to a poor viewing experience. I don't know if I had an issue with the presentation of the WUA livestream, to be honest. It was just, yeah, the only issue I saw was those fucking moments where I don't know who the fuck the video editor was, and then the video went down to like 2 FPS, and like the frames dropped. Like, that was the biggest issue. But too much stall and edging? Sure, you could say that, but I feel like that's not really that big of an issue. I feel like, but that's the whole point. They want to build excitement and, like, you know, spread the release of, like, information bit by bit. Like, there's gacha games chat that have, like, 10-hour anniversary live streams. And sometimes you won't see a fucking character preview or anything until, like, the 4th hour or something. Am I crazy to think that an anniversary live stream shouldn't just be the devs showing everything that's coming and then that's it? Like, sure. I mean, unless you guys want a live stream where it's like the devs go, hi guys, this is the anniversary live stream. Happy anniversary. Here's what you're getting. Here's what we're doing. Here's the new characters. Bye-bye. I don't know if that's what people want. I'd rather an anniversary live stream be like an experience where it's like they're doing some stuff, some funny stuff, you know, stuff like that, right? I mean, if you just want quick information done, why do you tune into a 4 a.m. live stream? Just fucking go to bed, go to work, and then wait for the TLDR webpage to come up. Like, am I wrong? Like, I feel like the whole point of a live stream is to watch and enjoy what they're gonna present, you know, and the way that they present. Obviously, when you're tuning in for a live stream, you're there for the total experience, including presentation and everything like that. And I think for that was fine. I don't think that was my gripe. But I didn't enjoy shit, bro. As someone who woke up or stayed up at 4 a.m. to watch this shit, it relatively went by pretty fast for like a pretty long live stream. It was like an hour live stream, right? And it went by pretty fast. And I feel like if it went by like that for me, then that meant it was enjoyable enough, you know? If it felt like it was slogging, then I would have said it. Like, let's be honest. The last time I watched the HSR live stream where the brothers were it was the fucking second coming of the yappening. Like, the devs were just yapping nonstop, and like I was not getting engaged at all. That's a bad live stream with bad presentation, right? This is why I say HSR's best live streams are with Albert. 100%. The way Albert and the VAs interact and have a little bit of fun and go do a little back and forth, that is the best way HSR does live streams. 1,000,000%. Whenever HSR brings out the devs and like do a bunch of yapping with Xiao Ji, that shit is a snooze fest. 1,000,000%. They talk way too much. Anyways, I don't think the presentation was that bad. I don't think they need to apologize for the presentation. We'll see. What happened has shown us even more clearly that Wuthering Waves' accomplishments over the past year would not have been possible without our rovers, especially rovers who've been with us on this journey from the very start. This is literally what I said. I said a lot of the anniversary just felt way more, you know, it felt like a great celebration for new players and returning players to come and enjoy. Whereas, like, for old players who have been here through thick and thin since the beginning, it just felt like another patch, you know? And sure, it's an anniversary. Sure, there's a bunch of these cool events and cute events like the Cube stuff. And, you know, the look back on the whole past year and your statistics that you get to see. Sure, those are cool. But aside from that, there wasn't really anything amazing to celebrate as a returning or as an OG, you know? I feel like this part is like, why did you need, like, the community to lash out for you to realize? Like, what happened has shown us even more clearly. Like, why did you have to be shown even more clearly? Like, I feel like that's just something you should know. Like, come on. Right? So, like, there shouldn't have been, like, you need to get backlash to realize something. Like, you should just know. But it is what it is. We want you to know that we are planning future versions with you in mind. So please stay tuned for more updates. Again, we deeply apologize for failing to meet the expectations of our longtime rovers. Yeah, I mean, at least they address it. You know, I like this. Like, this was my biggest gripe, that it just felt like for longtime players, we were kind of getting a little brushed over for the sake of newer and returning players, especially probably for the Steam launch. So this is nice. We also recognize that there is still much room for improvement in how we operate and support the game in long term.
They will limit testing, lol.
You think they were limit testing? I mean, maybe. Who knows? But I actually, and this isn't even me being a Kuro bot, I actually feel like, though, in the lieu of Renacita's release, I feel like Kuro's been doing perfectly fine. So I don't think there's a fucking issue. I feel like this anniversary was just a goddamn speed bump. You know? Right? Like, I feel like they've been doing just fine. Like, chat, okay, you can fucking, yeah, listen, motherfuckers, you can say blow a homie all you want. Tell me, if you are an active Wuthering Waves player, since 2.0 till 2.2, did you feel upset with the game? Did you think there was something massively lacking? I felt since 2.0 to 2.2 that they've been spot on, bro. They didn't. The community just can't read. They said there would be 2 Annies 4x during the live stream. I think it's dumb to split it, but they did say it. Okay, if you have a source, sure, we could look at it. But this is the link fob.
到这就是双喜临门。是的，是的，恰逢这个时机啊。
Are they fucking stupid? This, by no means, in context, is talking about 2 separate anniversaries. They're literally talking about the second coming of Solaris. And then Solon Lee's like, oh, that's almost like it's like 2 anniversaries for the second coming of Solaris and our anniversary. What is this terrible fucking context connection? Bro just literally took images out of context and said 2 anniversaries. This one's like a little hard to read between the lines because like it could mean that there's more. I don't fucking know, right? So this might go down to what maybe Kuro said specifically, where it's like, you know, how they're presenting or how they presented their anniversary, or the way they structured it, maybe. So it could have just been a poor structuring thing. So who knows? You know, it could have definitely been a thing that they, you know, just might have miscommunicated. Yeah. We also recognize that we've committed to growing and refining every aspect of Wuthering Waves. To express our gratitude and sincerest apologies, we'll be launching a login event this week where the following content will be available to unlock and claim. The opening time will be given in a later official announcement. 10, okay. So 10 limited, 10 weapon, and 10 standard pulls. Okay. Oh shit, what is this? It has come to our attention that certain unauthorized screenshots of the in-game event page have been circulating in the community. We have confirmed through internal review that these were legally leaked screenshots of the work-in-progress assets from the early development stage of the version 2.3 Gilded Night Market event. Please note that relevant compensations mentioned in our previous announcement will be issued via a dedicated login event, which is currently under development and scheduled to be launched within this week. Rewards will be claimable via login. Start time will be shared in a separate announcement. Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like half the issue with this anniversary, right? Regardless, you know, the rewards are still ass in the beginning, but like, I feel like people's expectations were even higher than they should have been because of leakers. Like, this would all be solved if people just stopped fucking taking leaks so seriously. Bro, I've even heard in the grapevine that there's motherfuckers who just are still monetizing their leaks. Like, they fucking have, like, Patreons and shit to, like, get advanced info or something. Like, bro, why do we enable that kind of behavior? Seriously. Why do we enable that kind of behavior in any of our gacha communities? Here's the craziest things I always hear people about leaks, right? And some of them even, like, praise these leakers because they're like the saviors of free-to-plays and they're showing us what's an event. Brotherfuckers, do you think these leakers, when they see a leak, they're like, when you think this is what goes in the mind of a leaker when they receive a leaked info, they're like, oh my god, this will save so many free-to-plays, so many polls. I am such a virtuous person. I'm going to spread this to the internet to save all the no, motherfucker, they're like, oh man, how many likes can I get with this one? Oh shit. Hey, ooh, my blue checkmark about to pay real good. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make my Patreon pay. That's all they're fucking thinking, bro. Like, none of them are thinking for the betterment of humanity when they fucking leak. Okay, they're all fucking goblins. All right, so please stop putting so much credence into fucking leaks. I'll bet you if leaks weren't so fucking rampant, this anniversary would have probably been received still negatively, but it wouldn't have been as fucking negative because people were coming in with preconceived notions of free Zani, free Chiokona, like all this fucking shit. 2-parter anniversary. I don't fucking know. You can say it's damage control. I believe it's basically damage. I mean, let's be honest. This entire post is damage control, right? Like, anybody that thinks otherwise is definitely shilling a little bit. It is damage control, but I'd rather damage control than no damage control, you know? I like damage control. I think damage control is good. Now, obviously, if we lived in a reality where no damage control needed to be done to begin with, would be great. But, you know, people, they're still listening. Like, I never will understand people who get insanely mad when developers are listening. Would you rather the developers just not listen? You know, like that, because that's the other end of it, right? I'd much rather the developers just listen than not listen at all. People should expect Kuro to be just as generous as Hoyo because they're companies with the same level of greed. People keep acting like Kuro is different when they're both just as greedy as fuck. Well, that's not entirely true because you have to realize, right? And this is why I think a lot of people don't want Kuro to give another limited 5-star, because it will set up like, right? It's like the Pavlov's dog experiment. Essentially, the players of Wuthering Waves would at one point just get it kind of nailed into their brain that every time there's a special or like a big event, there's gonna be a limited 5-star tied to it, right? And that sets the precedent, and then people just are like, ooh, anniversary time, limited 5-star, limited 5-star, limited 5-star, and then like later down it's like, ooh, Wuthering Waves just won a award for best mobile game. Limited 5-star, limited 5-star, limited 5-star. But like they've already to some extent set a precedent of being very, I guess, what's the word? Very generous, you know? And so like to that extent, I think that's why expectations are always so high. What's this? Yeah. Basically this, you know? But there's two ways I could see this going in the future. One is like kind of positive, and one is like, you know, maybe a little nihilistic or maybe a little doom and gloom, right? There's a positive outlook that I have where, you know, Wuthering Waves and Kuro just keeps learning from these experiences and they get better and better, and in the future they don't have to make apologies. They don't have to do anything like this. They don't have to do compensations. They just get it right from the get-go, right? Because you learn from experience, right? You do. Now the negative way is there could be a point in the future, chat, and I hope this never happens. Like I said, this is a doomer take. This is a nihilistic, like crazy ass, like I don't think this is going to happen because according to Kuro's track record so far with Wuthering Waves, there's no reason to. But there could be a chance down the road where Kuro just says, you know, like, fuck it. Fuck these motherfuckers. We're done listening to them. Fuck them. We ain't giving them shit. Right? So I don't think that's going to happen, you know? Like one of the reasons why I like Wua so much is because they do fucking talk to us, right? This is also why I like ZZZ so much, because they also fucking talk to us.
Gotcha companies aren't our friends. They only want our wallet low.
You're not wrong. Gotcha companies are gotcha companies, yes. But I like, if you're trying to tell me the Genshin developers talk to the Genshin player base as much as the Wua developers have, you know that's just wrong, right? Now I could say sure the ZZZ developers have. I could agree with that. As much as I want to just blanket say Hoyo, I like ZZZ's dev team way more than I like Genshin's dev team. And Wuthering Waves is doing it right with fucking, Kuro is doing it right with Wuthering Waves. So you could say, yes, they are all gotcha companies, but it doesn't fucking matter, right? If they do things differently, it's different enough, right? Are Blizzard and Path of Exile, Grinding Gear Games or whatever they're called, GGG, are they both companies that run video games that are ARPGs? Yes, they are. But do they do things really fucking differently? Yes. Right? Grinding Gear Games listens a lot more to their community feedback, are quick with fucking the uptake, quick with patches if there's a lot of complaints. Blizzard, they'd be like, y'all don't have phones? Like, that's the difference here. Okay? See the difference? See how they're the same company type, but they do things differently? Yeah, that's the difference. Okay? So you just have to understand that things can still be similar at base, but do things differently. Yeah, I feel like this apologies, I think this post is fine. I think the only thing that I don't think they needed to say was presentation of their live stream. I think the presentation for their live stream was pretty enjoyable. I don't think it was terrible. Now, if the way they structured it where, you know, maybe if there were more announcements and stuff that they wanted to make, I feel like maybe they could have addressed that a bit better, rather than like a code page that had like more updates and events coming, right? That, you know, come on, let's be fair, chat. When you see a code on the screen, what are most people going to be busy doing? Trying to get that code, right? They're not really going to be paying attention to what's on the screen. Yeah, so like I feel like that could have been displayed a bit better, but you know, generally probably the best thing in here is essentially realizing and talking about how they should appreciate the long-term players a bit more than they did. Because that was my biggest gripe in my original YouTube video, where it was like, they're just kind of ignoring the longtime players, and it feels like everything's for Steam launch and all the new players and returning players coming back. So yeah, that's good. Now, what are they saying on JP? Y'all saying this is like terrible. During the broadcast, the Japanese community was not particularly upset, and it seemed normal. After the broadcast, the Chinese and English communities were saying that the distribution was too small and they couldn't spin their reprint gacha, and that the leakers said that they might distribute limited characters, but they didn't actually distribute them. This is just greedy management. That's just Kuro. You know what the biggest like overhanging like the shadow on this whole thing is it's just too many people getting locked in by these leakers. Whichever leakers leak those fucking limited 5-star, free limited 5-star, y'all better fucking, all you leakers better find that motherfucker and make sure he never has a platform again. Because that shit is like, that shit's just insanely bad misinfo. Have these players not learned from their previous gachas? They clearly say, take this with a grain of salt. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Drago. But here's the fucking issue. Whenever a leak says take this with a big grain of salt, most leaker readers just go, oh my god, this is real. That's the issue, right? And this is why I shame these leaker readers who get too funneled into it. They just think everything they read is reality, even though everything is subject to change. Literally everything. This every time a situation like this happens, Chad, it's just a callback to the Raiden Mei not working, or Raiden Shogun not working with Beidou incident, where a bunch of fucking leakers were like, man, Beidou's working with Raiden Shogun. Oh yeah, and everybody's like, oh my god, you could do a Beidou Raiden comp? What? And then at the bottom it says everything is subject to change. This is not representative of the final product. And then when it comes to live, they're like, why is my Beidou not working with Raiden Shogun? My leaker said it would. Like, bitch, it's almost like it's subject to change. Read the fucking bottom text. What are you fucking saying? Like, you shouldn't be like, this is 100% guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. Like, what are you saying, man? Like, I swear, leaker readers are some of the worst brain-rotted people in the community when it comes to, like, just logic. I mean, honestly, I think most of... JP bros, I love y'all, but don't claim these compensations. It will hurt their feelings. Don't claim these beggars' currency. Just spend with wallet. Okay. I don't know about that one. I mean, listen, I think most of the JP comments that I'm reading are talking about, like, how damaging the leakers were, you know? And I think that's true. The leakers did create a lot of expectations. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's the general gist of the, gist of it all.